All right, chat. So instead of hopping right into uh Resident Evil 2, because I know that I'm gonna play Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4, because those are like those are like the games, right? Like, and I guess Village, people like Village, right? Um and then I've already started 8 Biohazard. Is that 8 or 7? I forget, but I've already started that one. So I will play that again at some point. But yeah, instead of hopping into 2, I thought we could learn about the main character from 0. So here we are learning about Rebecca Chambers. I don't know. I just think that it could be fun doing like deep dives on all of the like MCs, but I'm gonna wait until as I like watch all of the Resident Evil videos and I get into like the lore, I'll wait until we go through like I can't do we hi baby sleepy. Oh, I can't do Chris yet because even though we heard about Chris in the last video, I know that he's in more than one Resident Evil game. So yeah, so we're just starting with Rebecca. So far, I think she's the like most popular one that we've watched out of Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1. That is still only contained to these games. So I've got a couple videos, nothing like too long. But we've got this one is just 25 facts about her that I thought could be cool that we can learn ahead of like playing and stuff.
Ribbon. A longtime fan favorite of the series, Rebecca has shown that even though she's the youngest member of STARS, she can still hold her own when the time
She's
calls
the
for it.
youngest. Okay, I
Being
didn't know
one
that.
of the characters from the
Wait,
first
is she
game and
deadass
still with the
18?
series today, fans of Rebecca eagerly await her return to the Resident Evil
Oof.
franchise. But until then, I can share what I have learned about her. From being a pyromaniac to getting mauled by monkeys, here are 25 facts about Rebecca Chambers. Rebecca, much like Wesker,
What?
was a child prodigy, graduating with a bachelor's degree in chemistry at the age of 18 and was scouted and recruited by STARS shortly after. She was given the position of
18? 18? A bachelor's at 18? Damn, we love women in STEM. We love women in STEM. Go off, girl.
air security and medic within the unit. Because of her young age and lack of experience, Richard was put in charge of her, serving as her mentor. Rebecca stands at a height of 5'3".
Of course she does.
As an Easter egg in
She's
both
so
Resident
small.
Evil 2
She's so
and Resident
demure.
Evil 2 Remake, there is a photo of Rebecca in an athletic outfit holding a basketball. Despite her height, she was on the RPD's intramural basketball team, being a huge fan of basketball herself.
Because that checks out.
Rebecca was born in 1980, which as of 2020 makes her 40 years old.
Hag status, okay.
Rebecca's blood type is AB. Resident Evil 0 originally began as a title for the Nintendo 64 and featured Rebecca with a classic outfit, including a white beret, but Billy would have given her the red bandana she sports from the first game. Because of Rebecca's slightly androgynous outfit, the director of Resident Evil 0 requested that all of her alternate outfits be a bit more flattering to her figure, which is
Guys. The leather pants and crop top with the fucking arm warmers. Sick. Oh my god. Love that for her. Cowboy outfit, not so much. But the leather pants with like the weird double belt and the matching top with the fucking arm warmers. They're not like gloves because they're not like covering her hands. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, my kind of woman.
Which is why all of them show off her legs or midriff. During the marketing of Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster, Capcom held a design contest for a shirt that Rebecca could actually wear in the game, and there were 3 winning designs titled Zombie Coon,
What the fuck?
Super Nurse, and Jill Sandwich. The DLC costumes released
Those
for
are really
Zero
cute,
are some of
though.
the strongest bits of fan service in the series, including many outfits that allude to previous games. These include her classic outfit from the original, the cheerleader outfit which was originally exclusive to Deadly Silence on the DS, the alternate
the
costume
hell?
she wore in Arranged Mode of Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut, the white beret uniform she wore in the cancelled Nintendo 64 version, and the athletic uniform seen in the aforementioned Resident Evil 2
I bet that
Easter
one's
eggs.
popular.
In the Mercenaries reunion for Resident Evil 5, Rebecca was brought back as a playable character and was given special melee attacks that utilize a flame spray, making her a very useful and stylish character. For unknown
sick.
reasons, these flame spray attacks were removed from the Mercenaries 3D for the 3DS. While she isn't seen, Rebecca did join the BSAA as an advisor after Raccoon City was destroyed.
I don't know what the BSAA is.
There is a limited edition Rebecca action figure released as part of a collection for Resident Evil 3, which is interesting since she's not in that game at all.
Oh.
In Resident Evil 0, Rebecca's face was modeled after the Japanese pop star Ayumi Hamasaki, who at the time was a spokeswoman for the franchise. This is also a reason why her face was changed in the HD remaster, most likely due to not having the rights to her likeness anymore. In Umbrella Chronicles, there is a sub-chapter taking place during the time that Rebecca is treating Richard's wounds after he was attacked by Jan, illustrating the mental toll of the mansion incident on her and the other STARS members.
Didn't that dude die?
Resident Evil Vendetta was the first time we saw Rebecca in 15 years, last time being in Resident Evil 0 in 2002, not counting the HD remasters.
Oh shit, okay.
In Vendetta, she ends up getting infected with a new virus called the A virus, which is a sort of combination of the T virus and Las Plagas.
That sounds kind of
During the
bad.
story,
Why is she in a
takes
wedding
two different vaccines
dress
for it, making her one of the 3 main Resident Evil characters to be infected with a major virus and need to be cured.
Yeah,
The
why
other
is she in
two
a
being
wedding
Jill
dress,
and
bro?
Sherry.
If you go out to search for the other members, how about letting me come with you?
In the original Resident Evil, you have several choices, including one where Chris can choose if Rebecca will help him or not. This choice affects the fight with Plant 42.
Okay.
If you said yes, Chris will be grabbed by Plant 42 and you will take control of her in order to make the V-Jolt and save him. If you said no, Chris will have to fight Plant 42 on his own.
Oh shit, okay.
Rebecca has given a thumbs up in every game and movie she's been featured in, making it almost a sort of trademark among fans. This
Hell yeah,
hand gesture
brother.
is seen in a lot of Japanese media. Originally being a slightly rude way to refer to someone's lover, it evolved to mean good job or okay, most likely due to influence of American films. In recent years, games have started removing all uses of red crosses, since the symbol is protected by international and humanitarian law.
I didn't realize
but in
that.
spite of this,
But that makes
Rebecca's
sense,
costume
yeah.
in both Resident Evil 0 and Remake were not altered, though the symbol was removed on her model in Resident Evil 5. Rebecca not only stars in the prequel game, but also stars in the novel Caliban Cove, which takes place
Wait, there's
between
fucking
Resident
books?
Evil-
Sorry, I'm eating lunch, but I didn't know there were fucking books. Are these like novels? Are these like light novels? Are these like... What are these? Yeah, I didn't know shit about this. Tell me about it.
1 and Resident Evil 2, though the timeline is inconsistent with the canon series. Caliban Cove details the events of STARS team being disbanded, as well as Chris, Barry, Rebecca, and the captain of a different branch of STARS all trying to find proof to expose Umbrella's crimes. Shinji Mikami, the creator of Resident Evil, has stated that Rebecca is his least favorite character personally, citing her lack of independence, and said that she just isn't a strong female character like the other women in the series. While that's his personal opinion, he does understand that she is a very popular character and has allowed her to be included in many instances to keep fans
Is that not your fault, bro?
While most of the cast for the original Resident Evil were notorious for bad acting, Rebecca's voice actress, Lynn Harris, has actually had an expansive career voicing characters in games, playing a lot of well-known characters like Michelle Chang, Nina Williams, Sophatia, and even Sarah Bryant from Virtua Fighter.
I literally don't know
Resident
any of
Evil
those
0,
characters.
There's not one, but 2 instances where Rebecca should have been infected with the T-virus. One scene where an infected monkey takes a bite out of her, drawing blood, and another where it slashes her across the back, most likely infecting her, both of which are unskippable, unavoidable cutscenes. As for why she never gets infected, there have been several explanations that have been presented over the years. Things like stars being immune due to an inoculation they all received, the virus not having a 100% transmission rate, and some characters just having a natural immunity. I guess Rebecca falls into one of these categories.
I mean, that's convenient. Until it's not, because she gets infected with a different virus later.
And that's it for this list. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if there's any info on Rebecca that I made...
Okay, so that was short and sweet. It didn't like super sell me on the character, but I did like the costume. I know we just started, but I'm gonna take a real quick break. We've got a baby sleepy diaper emergency, so I'll be right back. All right, dudes. Sorry about that. Baby Sleepy had an emergency. But okay. So this is the longer video out of them. This is just all about why she's supposed to be like a great character. So maybe this will convince me to play as her in her game. Yeah. instead of Chris. Let's see though.
Handle this on my own. And don't call me little
Jesus
girl.
Christ.
So you survived the events in both Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1. The nightmare that ensued afterwards would be the Raccoon City outbreak, a result due to the T-virus spread from the Umbrella Corporation's many experiments and mishaps. The remaining survivors of these events would go on to continue to fight against many more BOWs, corporations following Umbrella's footsteps, or the many remnants of lunatics bound to achieve their goal using a new strain of a virus.
Oh yeah,
Another
BOWs are
Umbrella
bioorganic
So
weapons,
with all this
right?
information at hand, how did Rebecca Chambers survive the T-virus outbreak during RE0 and RE1? Where was she in the midst of the Raccoon City catastrophe? And what happens to her afterwards? Well, in this video, we'll be covering the life and story of Rebecca Chambers, which we can begin with her initial
Nice.
debut
Okay.
in the original Resident Evil 1, her initial character design and development, her reprised role in Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 2002, and her life after she escapes Raccoon City. So without any further ado, let's begin our video
Sounds
of Rebecca,
good to me,
the once
man.
rookie Stars member, Chambers.
I can handle this on my own.
Rebecca,
So making her debut in the original Resident Evil 1 in 1996, Rebecca was the newest member of the RPD STARS team,
Yeah, she's
a
the
group of
youngest,
highly
we learned
trained
that.
and specialized individuals tasked to do higher level missions for the Raccoon City Police Department. Rebecca at that time was only 18 years young. Her qualifications to become part of such an elite squad was backed up due to her high intellect, known to have graduated from college at a young age, also being known to be proficient in the field of chemicals and medicine. A small note from Umbrella Chronicles backs up this information. A member of the STARS Bravo team, Rebecca is an expert in the manufacture and preparation of pharmaceuticals and serves as a team.
I said this
she is
earlier,
highly
but
talented and graduated college at a young age of 18.
you know, we
Although
love
she
a
looks
woman in
delicate,
STEM.
She is a woman of action and calm in the face of danger. She lacks
Jesus.
experience in actual combat, so she can appear childish at times and can sometimes hesitate when finding herself overwhelmed by an unknown situation.
And don't call me little girl.
So this allowed her to be an integral part of the STARS Bravo team, working as rear security and as their medic. Also around the beginning of her career as a STARS member, she would be acquainted with Richard Aiken, a STARS member who's known to be very welcoming to new recruits.
Hey,
which
yeah, I was gonna
would
say,
be
I don't know
perfect
who that
for
dude
Rebecca,
is.
due to the lack of combat experience compared to her other veteran colleagues.
But how about you, Barry?
I have this.
Well, this lack of experience would soon change only after a month after she was hired as a STARS member, because around this timeline, grisly murders and attacks were being reported throughout the outskirts of the city. STARS was tasked to investigate further into the
Raccoon
matter,
City,
which
right?
STARS
Yeah.
Bravo team would be sent out first. Rebecca, being part of this half of STARS, would place her into her first mission with the group. The important information here was the suspected sabotage of their helicopter, causing them to land right in the middle of the Arklay forest. This was only substantiated when Rebecca later confirms her tune-up of the aircraft just prior to the start of their mission. But
What is
moving
all
along
of this
after the helicopter
footage?
crash, they so happen to
It looks
find
like it's from a
information
bad
on a wanted
80s movie.
fugitive, Billy Cohen, who members of Bravo team suspected that he caused the deaths of these military personnel.
Yeah, he's the traitor.
Court order for transportation. Prisoner Billy Cohen, ex-lieutenant,
Right?
26 years
Or am I
old.
thinking of somebody else?
Court-martialed and sentenced to death July 22nd. Prisoners to be transferred to the Regathon base for execution.
Those poor soldiers. They were good men just doing their jobs, and that scum murdered them and escaped.
All right, everyone, let's separate and survey the area. Our friend is brutal and ruthless. Keep
Yeah,
your
wasn't
guard up.
he
This
the
would have
traitor?
Rebecca continue her investigation around the proximity, landing her into the Umbrella Corporation train, the Ecliptic Express, starring her role in Resident Evil 0, a prelude to her debut in the original Resident Evil 1.
What is the timeline on like 0 to 1? Do they go straight into it?
So before we delve into her major part of RE0, we have to quickly go over her role in the OG RE1 from 1996, so we can have a good grasp of her overall character foundation.
Thanks.
So Resident Evil 1 starts off a whole day after STAR's Bravo team
okay, so
went
I
to
didn't realize
investigate
Resident
into the
Evil
Arklay Mountains.
0 was
The other
made
half
after
of STAR's,
1.
STAR's Alpha team would be sent to search for their fellow comrades. This would also place them within the crashed Bravo team helicopter, though soon after landing, STAR's Alpha team would be attacked by infected Cerberuses. Joseph, a member of STAR's Alpha team, would be killed. The remaining STAR's members, Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, Barry Burton,
Oh, Barry was the
and Albert
traitor.
Wesker would take shelter into a nearby residence, which so happened to be the
Yeah, my
Spencer
bad.
Mansion estate. Here, Resident Evil 1 would take place, and if playing Chris Redfield as the primary protagonist, we get the chance to meet up with Rebecca shortly into the game.
Whoa! What is it?
What? Oh no! Sorry, I
The
didn't
corny
mean to
ass
do that.
original dialogue, bro.
You must be from the Bravo team.
Yes, I'm Rebecca Chambers. I'm a newcomer. I just joined the STARS Bravo team last month. Well, I'm really
God.
sorry.
They make her sound so
all right?
goddamn fucking earnest, and I don't know if I like it or not,
I'm
bro.
Chris Redfield from the Alpha team. Are you the only person here
Low-key,
from the
they
Bravo
both kind of
team?
do. It's weird.
Well,
I don't know.
because the helicopter made a forced landing, I just ran into this house anyway, but
I see.
Low-key kind of
There's
sus.
nothing
I
else
don't
you
know.
could have done anyway. It's good you're here.
Yes, sir.
What the actual fuck?
But it's strange. I serviced the helicopter recently, but something went wrong with the engine. It was such a short flight. Well, what should I do now? If you go out to search for the other members, how
Dear
about
God,
letting
this
me come with you?
dialogue, bro.
Our first encounter with Rebecca would let us know that she was one of the missing STARS Bravo team members, that she took shelter after their squad arrived at the Arklay Mountains the night prior, which here on, she doesn't become a side-by-side character that would follow you around the mansion. Instead, she would give aid if injured during our playthrough, and have several more different interactions with her throughout our gameplay. On top of that,
Yeah, if
there
we're not
would be
playing
several instances
as
of her
her,
helping
right?
us move to the next area. One particular example of this was her using a piano to open up a secret passageway.
Wait.
Although one
what
of the
is that?
videos we
On a
watched
quick
said
note,
that
remember
she's
this moment
the
because I
better
found it interesting
choice,
that
like,
this ties in
story-wise.
from her adventure in Resident Evil 0. Anyways,
Versus her and
besides that
Chris.
point, Rebecca would also assist in rescuing Chris from the large plant infected with a T-virus called Plant 42.
We got to the root of the problem.
Oh no.
Though in the latter part of RE1, there would be moments of Rebecca's life being in danger. This could come in the form of a hunter,
Rebecca!
and later on a gunshot wound she would take from the traitor of the STARS team, Albert Wesker. Rebecca and the rest of the surviving members of STARS would make their escape just in the nick of time, with the Spencer Mansion estate destroyed in the process. So completing the original Resident Evil 1, this gives us a solid foundation as to what Rebecca's overall character design and role was, serving as a rookie member of the STARS Bravo team, which only a month in was already put in the midst of the Spencer Mansion incident, and being one of the few
Worst
members
job
to
ever,
survive
bro.
during the course of that event. But even with
Imagine
these
you just
accomplishments
started a
already
job and
under
you
her
get
belt
thrown
in the
into
very
shit like
first
that.
Resident Evil game, it was mentioned by the
quit.
famous godfather of survival horror, Shinji Mikami, that the character that he disliked the most was Rebecca Chambers. A quote resounding this claim states, quote, If I had to name the woman character I most disliked in my games, it would be Rebecca Chambers. She's submissive, she's not independent. I didn't want to include her, but the staff wanted that kind of character in the game, for whatever reason. I'm sure it made sense to them, and in Japan, that character is pretty popular. End quote. This statement stems from his desire to make a strong, independent
Submissive
female protagonist
female
in his games.
character
A perfect
popular?
example to
Couldn't
this
be,
would the
bro.
likes of Jill Valentine, and how she became a co-protagonist to Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 1, a result from the many game development changes that occurred during the production of this game, with Jill taking on more of the positive aspects and roles that Shinji Mikami wanted in his female characters.
I'll take care of them. But Chris, you just get in contact with Brad somehow.
Comparatively to Rebecca, who was stated to have taken more of Jill's initial concept of negative traits of submissiveness and helplessness.
Yeah, I love playing games where I'm submissive and helpless.
But in the end,
obviously.
Rebecca as a whole in the original Resident Evil 1 did her part as establishing her character as a rookie officer, with a lack of experience but willing to help as much as she can using her expertise in her specialized field.
I'll set off a triggering system for a bomb.
Okay.
I can't help it.
So
all
with
of the
that in
voice
mind,
acting, while I'm
let's
sure it's
rewind back in the
incredible,
timeline of
just
Resident
sounds
Evil,
so
more
cheesy to me,
specifically
bro.
A full day prior to Rebecca's adventure within the Spencer Mansion estate, which we left off her entering the Umbrella train, the Ecliptic Express, starting her adventure in Resident Evil 0.
This is Officer Chambers from STARS Bravo team. Please identify yourself.
We see a vast improvement to Rebecca's overall character design and tone, showing her to be a bit more straightforward in her approach and would lack the wooden silliness of her dialogue from RE1.
Yes, sir.
And even with the overhaul of changes to her character personality, Rebecca was still portrayed as a rookie member of STARS, with a lack of combat experience only mitigated with her partnership with Billy Cohen.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in. Why don't we cooperate?
Cooperate with you?
Yeah, with you.
Listen, little girl, if you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out
Bro.
things on this train.
If somebody called me
And I,
little
for one,
girl,
wanna get
I would
outta
be
here.
throwing
I don't
fucking
think we stand
hands.
a chance doing it alone.
You expect me to trust you, a wanted felon? I don't need your help. I
Throwing
can handle this
straight
on my
hands,
own.
bro.
And don't call me little girl.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Do-It-Yourself. What should I call you?
The name is Rebecca Chambers, but that's Officer Chambers to you.
Well then, Rebecca, why don't you go and try?
I feel like if she
while
really
I
wanted
wait
to tell him
here?
off, she could have slapped him.
Well, to begin Rebecca's adventure in Resident Evil 0, like
Just
the rest of
saying.
the STARS team around her, she would have to fight the constant amount of zombies and monsters. This nightmare was only compounded when she found her comrade Edward in an injured state.
Edward, are you alright?
I really don't know what it is. It just, the voice acting fucking gets me,
Worst.
bro.
We can't. You must be careful, Rebecca.
I'm sure it's
forest is
great for
full
the
of
time.
Zombies and monsters.
Zombies and monsters.
Well, Rebecca's adventure will continue on with Billy as co-protagonists. Here, they would discover the cause of the T-virus infection on the Umbrella train, the explanation to the leeches that's festering throughout the area, and the additional Umbrella conspiracies that would set up Resident Evil 1.
It was I who scattered the T-virus in the mansion. Needless to say, I contaminated the train too.
What?
Revenge. On
Give the dog your
Umbrella.
toy, buddy. Baby Sleepy's being a menace, guys.
10 years ago, Dr. Marcus was murdered by Umbrella. You helped them, didn't you?
Oh
Well,
my
Billy and Rebecca
god, what
make
is
it out
that?
alive from the train. Their next
No shot, that laugh is actually in the game, bro. What the fuck was that? What was that, like, Spider-Man Green Goblin ass fucking laugh, bro? Is that in the game? What the fuck was that, bro? Oh my god. That was crazy.
next destination would have them at the Umbrella training facility. Here, we're introduced to Dr. James Marcus for the first
Yeah, that
time,
was fucking
and later
nuts.
on, we find out that his importance is not just in this game, but would be an integral part of the series as a whole. But more on that later.
Are you sure about that?
But playing RE0, Rebecca showing that she was a very capable officer who's able to hold her own, with some
Yeah,
rare
super capable.
instances of Billy saving her.
Rebecca! Hang on. I'll pull you up.
Bro makes it sound like he's putting in work. How heavy is she?
Just
She looks
keeping my word.
tiny.
And during the course of the game, it's revealed that Billy was actually innocent. He didn't commit the 23 murders that he was framed to have done.
Jesus Christ.
Billy, I just need to know. I need to know the truth. Did you kill 23 people?
Being
I'm not
accused
going
of
to judge you.
23 murders
I
is
just want to know
wild
the
work,
truth.
bruh. Oh my god.
It was around this time last year.
Bro.
Our unit was ordered to Africa to intervene in a civil war. Our mission was to raid a hideout of some guerrilla forces located deep inside the jungle. But the hideout was far away from our entry point. Some died from the heat. Others were killed by the enemy. In the end, only 4 of us survived.
That's not a lot. Well, I guess depends on how many there were.
Only there was no guerrilla hideout.
What do you mean?
The idiots in charge had us operating based on wrong information. But we couldn't just go back
Bro.
home empty-handed, oh no. Our leader ordered us to attack an innocent village.
Damn.
Get rid of them! Kill them all! Please, sir!
Bro.
Immediately!
What in the 2026 am I watching right now?
Do it!
Oh my. Don't too soon me. I live in this hell. I can joke about it. Fuck you.
Forget about it. Doesn't matter anymore. That was then, this is now. Besides, you said you wouldn't judge me.
I'm not judging you, but it does matter. Look, now my people think you killed those MPs in the van, but I don't think you did.
And so the two continue on their journey, even for a short while being split up. Here we use Rebecca as a primary protagonist in the end third of the game. We even bump into Enrico Marini, STAR's Bravo team's leader for the last time. And an important information we've learned from him was a nearby Umbrella mansion.
You're alive.
Are you okay, Rebecca?
Where is everybody?
They should have
Where is
arrived here
everybody?
before me. Haven't you seen them? That's unfortunate. If we go straight from here, we should arrive at an old mansion which Umbrella uses for research. Come on, let's go.
Is this the mansion in Dead by Daylight?
Billy Cohen? You mean you found that criminal?
Because I know that there's
No point worrying about him. He won't make it.
I know that
Come on,
there's a
let's go.
Dead by Daylight map
Sir,
for Resident
please.
Evil.
I need to find him. Don't worry, I'll catch up with you.
Rebecca,
Ominous.
all right. Just be careful.
I never saw him
Yeah.
again.
Though moving forward with our playthrough and in terms of storyline continuity, wouldn't her battle against the boss monster, the Proto-Tyrant, have her the very first Resident Evil protagonist to have ever fought these types of BOWs, especially as we know how prevalent they were for the upcoming games in the overall storyline.
Jesus Christ!
Well, in the end, Rebecca and Billy would be reunited, and they would come face to face with a man who's been able to control the leeches that's been festering around the area. And lo and behold, Rebecca and Billy find out that this individual was actually James Marcus, or more so the amalgamation of his queen leech that he experimented on and the consciousness that he previously had, revealing that he was betrayed by Umbrella. and his
Video
former
game
friend,
lore
Oswald
go
E. Spencer,
crazy,
with the two
bro.
former being founding members of the Umbrella Corporation.
10 years ago, Spencer had me assassinated.
Please tell me that's his real voice. Oh my fucking god, please. If that's his real voice, that's so fucking funny. Oh
Time to die, Doctor.
my god.
I will take over your research.
Wesker.
What is that, bro? God, I'm such a bitch sometimes. But that voice is so bad.
However, something wondrous happened.
What is that? Oh my god. However, something wondrous happened.
Queen.
What the fuck?
Years to procreate my new life.
Bro, don't say procreate.
I live.
We say fucking here.
I will have my revenge on Umbrella, and the world will burn in an inferno of hate.
You'll pay for what you've done.
We'll see which one of us is gonna die.
The leech that James Marcus
Christ.
was experimenting on would
Disgust.
eat the portion of his brain after being assassinated. In doing so, would absorb his memories and consciousness, and would now enact his revenge against Umbrella.
Oh
my gosh. What do I do?
Rebecca and Billy would now fight against the Queen Leech, which took on two different forms. Eventually, the two would take down this final foe in the end.
Shit! Hey, Queenie! Feast on this!
Rebecca and Billy make it out alive, and similar to what we've covered before in the original Resident Evil 1, the two make their escape just prior to the destruction of the Umbrella estate. So far, we've learned that Rebecca was a very capable partner with Billy, which throughout Resident Evil 0, she's shown to have several key moments that help the duo move along the game. And remember this.
Wait. What is that?
Because in Resident Evil 1, it was Rebecca who would help Chris open the passageway by playing the piano. Here, Billy would take on that role, and I'd like to think that she learned from this experience from RE0 and seeing Billy play the piano proficiently. But in the end of Resident Evil 0, the last goodbyes between the two protagonists felt bittersweet, though as shown that she needed to move on after seeing the Spencer Mansion estate from a distance. This brings the end of the partnership between Rebecca and Billy. As the two split, Rebecca now heads to the Spencer Mansion, in which she would take refuge for the remainder of the day. This until Chris Redfield would find her in the events in Resident Evil 1.
Okay. I feel like...
Thank you.
I understand the difference between 0 and 1. Okay.
Well, so far, comparing the two versions of Rebecca that we've seen, it's easy to say that her rendition from Resident Evil 0 was a vast improvement compared to her debuted character version in RE1.
Yes, sir.
Though the continuity to her personality would take a step back when she transitions from RE0 to the newer version of Resident Evil 1, because you think that after her combat experience that she just went through in Resident Evil 0 would give her some sort of advantage in some capacity. But here again, the story beat plays along similar to the original version from 1996, but with some changes in how she was portrayed and the differences in interaction with certain characters, which begins when Chris Redfield finds her with fellow STARS member Richard Aiken.
You.
Chris Redfield, Alpha Team. We're here to rescue you.
Oh yeah, because she's trying to save that dude that's like definitely dying.
Chris, this place. Get your team out
I think
of
baby
here.
Sleepy's gonna nap soon.
Demons everywhere.
Don't talk.
Yeah.
He seems to have been bitten by a poisonous snake, but the size of the bite mark is huge.
It's not just any ordinary snake. Take my word for it.
He needs serum. I left it in another room.
Here, Rebecca will be presented in a bit more serious tone compared to her first version of RE1, which she would help Chris on his adventure during the course of the game, being able to heal him when injured.
This room is equipped with all sorts of
Yeah,
medical
because she's a
supplies.
scientist.
I could pretty much treat any wound. Want me to treat your wounds?
No.
Saving him by giving him a serum when infected by the giant snake Yawn, and still help rescue him from Plant 42. And again, as mentioned earlier, this story beat still plays along the same path, and Rebecca here still plays the piano.
Poorly. She plays it poorly.
She would still have her life in danger several times throughout the game, and would still be shot by Wesker. So in the end, Rebecca and crew would make it out alive from the Spencer Mansion estate after defeating a more refined version of Tyrant, which compared to the proto-Tyrant that she fought in RE0, which after the remaining STARS members escaped via helicopter, making their way back to Raccoon City.
Okay, so it sounds like RE0 and RE1 are pretty close together, like timeline-wise, right? They make it seem so cinematic.
So before we delve into her life after the events of both RE0 and RE1, there was more emphasis on her recount prior to Chris finding her inside the Spencer Mansion, which comes from Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, explaining the events after parting ways with Billy,
a game, though.
and how
That's
she fell asleep once arriving inside the mansion.
Book, right?
After splitting up with Billy, I went to the mansion where Bravo team was to rendezvous. When I arrived, I found that none of the others were there, and the mansion was unsettlingly quiet. I was exhausted from the events of the previous day, and before I knew it, I had drifted into a nightmare.
Looks like somebody took LSD before bed. Damn.
Richard.
You're okay?
Who the fuck is Richard?
Fine. We were fighting some monster, and Edward's dead.
I see. It's not much better on my end either. We got attacked by those things and had to split up. The rest of the team is either in hiding or...
Dead?
We just have to find Enrico. He'll know what to do. What a horrible first assignment, huh?
Yeah, I would quit.
First, we have to get to someplace safe.
Another point of emphasis in this game was her interaction with fellow STARS member Richard Aiken, and how the two would pair up prior to their rendezvous with Chris. And to be honest, I love this extra retelling of events around this timeline. Also, I like how the two spotted Sergei Vladimir and his tyrant bodyguard, and how the two really tried to hold their own during the course of Umbrella Chronicles, waiting until help could be provided.
It's probably just us now.
Don't worry, you got this.
Help will come. I'm sure our captain is out there somewhere. So don't give up hope. Besides, I'll back you up. And with me around, what could go wrong?
This retelling also shows how
God.
Richard sustained his injuries from the giant snake Yawn, and connects to the storyline on how Chris met up with the two STARS Bravo team members inside the Spencer
Love the
estate.
confidence. I don't think it worked out for you though, bro.
I messed up good. Some backup I made.
Richard.
Don't make that face at me.
Yeah, don't make that face at me.
We've still gotta have hope. Someone will come and rescue us. I know it.
You gotta rescue yourselves, assholes.
I hated how hopeless I felt, seeing Richard lying there, wounded. I had to be stronger. I had to fight. and I had to survive. No matter what happened, I'll prove I have what it takes to survive.
Well, like her fellow STARS members who escaped the Spencer mansion, she would soon arrive back at Raccoon City. Here, there would be a gap on where her exact whereabouts would be, except the fact that the remaining STARS team tried to inform the public and the police chief of Umbrella and experimentations using the T-virus. We could assume that Rebecca was part of this information spread, except Brad. Because even in the Resident Evil 3 epilogue picture, we don't really see Rebecca when they confronted Chief Irons in regards to this point, and the consensus was that she went into hiding and soon after made her escape from Raccoon City just before the T-virus outbreak went into full motion. But before leaving the city, Rebecca would leave a last file that connects her role in Resident Evil 0 and Billy Cohen, which could only be found in the Nintendo 64 version of Resident Evil 2. And the reasonings for this is because Resident Evil 0 was originally being developed for the Nintendo 64. That is until it was ported to the Nintendo GameCube. Anyways, besides that point, this file states, in July 23rd, an MP vehicle was found inside the Arklay Mountains. Corpses of the MP members were found near the vehicle. According to the information from military authorities, the unidentified body was identified as former ensign Billy Cohen, who was sentenced to the death penalty following a court-martial on July 22nd.
Yeah, because they thought he murdered a bunch of people.
Via Navy MP escort. They must have experienced some sort of accident. The corpses were severely mauled, apparently torn apart by an unidentified wild animals. The following day, we returned to the location to recover the bodies, but they were nowhere to be found. Military authorities have requested that we hand over Cohen's body as proof of his death, but due to the circumstances described above, it will be a difficult task to recover the corpse. I am requesting that this case be temporarily closed until further notice. Raccoon City Police Department, Rebecca Chambers. And so, like Rebecca said before, officially,
Lieutenant Billy Cohen is dead.
Yeah, I'm just a zombie now.
So after her escape from Raccoon City, information
Does he
on
actually
Rebecca's
become a
life will
zombie?
be portrayed
Did that
in a live
age
play
poorly?
called Biohazard the Stage. Here she would go on to continue her education and specialize in virology. With now, Dr. Chambers would be approached by Chris Redfield and the early formation of the BSAA, which Rebecca agreed to be an advisor of the organization.
The fuck is
on
the
top of that,
BSAA
she
again,
was
guys?
a university professor. So the overall plot of this live-action Biohazard the Stage, Rebecca, Chris, and even Pierce Nivens would team up. Rebecca's role was to infiltrate Philosophy University in Australia, where there were recounts of missing students, finding out that they were being used in a series of experiments to alter intelligence and using the T-virus as a catalyst. Also, a revelation was found out that the person behind this mess was a former Umbrella researcher. Again, Rebecca and crew had to fight off against another bioterrorist attack, filling the gap in the storyline prior to her major role in the movie Resident Evil Vendetta, which takes place after the events from Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, I haven't
Here,
seen any of the
Rebecca, being
Resident
a
Evil
top
movies
scientist
yet.
of vaccines and virulent strains, she would assist Chris Redfield and Leon Kennedy stopping the spread of a new A virus, also known as the Animality virus, created by a man named Glenn Arias, a former CIA agent
I've
who
heard they're
lost his life
bad,
during
the
a drone attack.
movies.
And the potency of this newly created A virus was in full display, with the virus was made up of 3 different strains, which Rebecca was able to figure out, stating that one was to infect, the second would act as a trigger to cause a mutation, and the third was able to control those infected and use them in a coordinated attack. This third aspect was only possible due to Glenn researching the Las Plagas parasite from Resident Evil 4, obtaining and researching the genome that would retain control of those infected, similar to how the Ganados followed Osmond Sandler from RE4.
Oh, I believe I forgot to tell you that we
Yeah, we don't know about this at all.
When I was
I haven't done RE4 lore yet.
Oh, I truly hope you like our small but special contributions. When the eggs hatch, you will become my puppets.
Ew.
Involuntarily, you'll do as I say. I'll have total control over your mind.
I don't like the sound of
Also
that.
within the movie, Glenn Arias would have Rebecca play his fantasy of remarrying his deceased wife. This was due to Rebecca having a strong resemblance to her. He even went all out in the wedding venue decor, having Rebecca in a wedding dress and his now zombified friends inside
What the
boxes attending this
actual
wedding,
fuck?
which we can easily conclude
That's why
that
she was in a
Glenn is
wedding
just
dress?
batshit crazy. Also in this movie, Rebecca would be infected with this new virus and
Well,
was
I
the one who
asked
would find a
earlier
cure.
about it.
being
so
able
I
to
guess
create
that's
it en
why.
masse
Holy
and save
fuck.
thousands within the city using an aerosolized method. So without Rebecca's expertise in virology, vaccines, and
Yeah, that's
knowledge of
crazy.
POWs, a world-ending pandemic could have been the result from this very potent A virus. So in conclusion, Rebecca started off as a rookie member of the STARS Bravo team. Being part of an elite group was only possible due to her high intellect and her expertise in the scientific field. She would be one of the few to survive the events from Resident Evil 0, the Spencer Mansion estate, and later
Just
on
to get
stopping flooding
infected by a
areas and the
virus
spread of the
later,
A virus,
bro.
showing how much she's grown as a character throughout the years and being a very integral part within the Resident Evil franchise. Anyways, what do you guys think about Rebecca Chambers, and where do you rank her among the many protagonists within the series? Please
I'll
let
have
me know your
to,
thoughts in
after
the
I
comment section
play the
down
games,
below.
I'll have
Also,
to
if you
do
guys
like
enjoy the
a
content, then please feel free
like
to
a
check this
ranking of the
video
pro
out right
tags
here.
or
Anyways,
something.
thank you guys so much, and as always, you guys have a
Do a
great
good
rest of your day.
old-fashioned
And
tier
this is Hey
list.
Deva, and I'll see you guys on the
All right, well, so that's all about Rebecca Chambers. Tomorrow we're gonna go over Resident Evil 2, although I know I'm gonna play it. That one has a remake, right? I know that 4 just got a remake, but I'm pretty sure that 2 also has a remake. So far for the list, I know that I'm gonna do Resident Evil Remake, Remaster, whatever. I'm gonna do Resident Evil 2. I'm definitely do Resident Evil 4. Remake or remaster or whatever. And then I've already started the RE Biohazard or whatever. And then obviously the new one. I'm doing the new one before I do any of the rest of them. But it's good. We're adding to the list, guys. We're adding to the list. Yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow for Resident Evil 2. Peace.